Hi and welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Today we're going to make the Ladyfinger biscuits. These are the crisp little biscuits that go in trifles and tiramisus. I've seen a lot of recipes online where they bake them very quickly over 10 minutes. I find that makes quite a soggy biscuit, and when you buy them in the supermarkets they're nice and crisp and they absorb all those wonderful flavours. So I'm going to share with you a couple of recipes that will do the lighter and the darker shades of Ladyfinger biscuits. Let's get on and make them. Now it's really not a very complicated recipe. We've separated 3 egg yolks and 3 egg whites. Make sure there are no yolks in with the whites and it's nice and clean. We're just going to whip these up until they're soft peaks. I'm using a hand mixer here. So we're looking to get lots of air in there, nice soft peaks like that. Now I've got 90 grams, 3 ounces of Castor Sugar or superfine sugar, and I want to put about half of that in with the egg whites. I'm going to keep half back, approximately. And now we're going to continue to whisk, and we're going to get a lovely glossy texture to our egg whites. And it really shouldn't take but a minute or so, and we'll have that lovely glossy white. Now it's important we do the egg whites first. We are now going to do the same with our egg yolks. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of white on there. We're just going to whisk these up until they're a little bit lighter. And now I'm just going to take the rest of our sugar, pop that in with the egg yolks. I've also got a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just going to pop that in there. I'm going to whisk this until I get as much air in as I possibly can. And don't be afraid to overmix this. We're getting this wonderful ribbon stage of mixing. It's got lots of volume. It's a little bit like a mayonnaise. And here I have 60 grams of all-purpose flour. That's about 2 ounces. I'm just going to pour it into my sieve, and then I'm just going to get any of the little lumps out by sifting it over the top of my egg yolk mixture. And then I'm just going to take a spatula and I'm going to fold this in very gently. I don't want to knock too much air out of this. And it doesn't have to be completely incorporated. We're going to start adding our egg white into this now. But I am going to put the egg whites in just a little bit at a time, maybe a spoonful in there now. And again, using a spatula or a wooden spoon, we're just going to continue to fold the egg whites in and add them until we've got a lovely, light, fluffy batter. In goes the last of my egg whites. And just fold that until it's all fully incorporated. Now I'm just going to turn my oven on at a very low temperature, 130 degrees Celsius, 250 Fahrenheit. Now you do need to know your oven. That works well for me. And I've got this wonderful light fluffy mixture here now. And I've stretched a reusable piping bag over a jug. Just get a nice open mouth like that. We are going to put our batter into there. And then we can just lift that up. And we don't need a piping nozzle on here. It's not that important. But you can see we've got that wonderful light and fluffy batter in our bag. What I need to do is cut a hole in the end of the piping bag, a reasonable size, probably about ½ an inch in diameter. Now I've got a baking tray here which I've lined with some parchment, and we're just going to pipe the lady's fingers onto there, about 3 to 4 inches in length. Leave a little distance between the biscuits because they expand a little bit, but don't worry too much. Now when it comes to baking the lady's fingers, you can experiment. If you want the slightly darker colour, I'd say about 130 degrees Celsius, that's 260 Fahrenheit, and we'd go for about 30 minutes. These lighter ones, I'm putting these in a little lower, 110, maybe 230 Fahrenheit, and I'll bake those for about 45 minutes. And it just makes a little difference to the presentation, but give it a go and test with your oven. And now we're just going to pop those into the oven, and I'm going to bake them for about 30 minutes. We keep an eye on them. My oven, I do need to take them out at halfway point and just turn them around because it's a little biased to one side, but you decide. Now they've been in the oven for just over 30 minutes and they've gone a lovely sandy brown colour. Now I'm just going to leave them out on the side now until they've completely cooled down. Now once the biscuits have cooled down, you're going to have these wonderful crisp Ladyfinger biscuits, and they'll last for absolutely ages if you keep them in a dry conditions. And you can see here, these are beautiful, they're crisp. I'm going to be using these to make a tiramisu very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Share the love, give this one the thumbs up, and possibly even a trifle too. I'll see you there. Thank you for joining me in Steve's Kitchen. I leave some links here to some other videos as always, and I love to hear your comments. So be good, and we'll see you shortly for that tiramisu, by the way, which is going to be delicious. Take care. See you next time.